First of all, I'm Bert Tobin. I'm the, what am I? I've been chief cook and bottle washer of this place for the last 30-some odd years. My official title is Vice President of the Peekskill Inn. I'm also the project manager that helped try to bring this place to fruition after all these years. I'm married to a wonderful lady whose maiden name is Nancy Whitman, the daughter of Frank Whitman, who was one of the 5 original founders, which we'll hear about a little later on. Originally, the mayor was supposed to have been here. The conflict we have is that Peekskill High School has a graduation ceremony that starts. The mayor is here. I have been filling in for Mayor Foster for the last 5 minutes. Nobody can fill in for Mary. Everyone, I'd like to introduce you to Mary Foster of Peekskill. Mary, before we rush forward, what time do you have to be at the high school?
I'm not going. I told him I wasn't going.
Sit down. Sit down. Please sit down. All right. Back to Plan A.
Sorry, no, I told him I couldn't go. I committed to this, so.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with our strongest suit because nobody can top, Mary Foster. But by opening remarks, let me do the following first. You've all been invited here because this is a true milestone for the hotel. For those of you who don't know, this was built in 1957. It was built by 5 founders, which you'll find out more about a little later on. And they had a vision. And over the years, for the past 53 years, the hotel has been basically the gateway to Peekskill. When the next generation came through, which is the 2nd generation, which are the people who are here, and sitting among you is the 3rd generation, we realized that if we're going to be in this business, we have to be able to upgrade the facility to meet the modern needs of today's travelers. And then working very consciously with our board of directors, we went ahead and put together these plans, and what you see today is the beginning of the end of phase 1. And we obviously have many more phases to go through. I'd like to do some personal thanks, and I'll introduce Mayor Foster. I'd like to thank, first of all the owners who are present today. If I don't mind, let me just read their names off, because without them, we would not be able to do this. Jane and Gary Buscemi. Jane? Jane's mother, Muriel Goldstein, sitting right next to her. Muriel. From Florida, Beverly and Sheldon Ratner. Beth, where are you? Sheldon and Beth, right here. The 3rd generation, Jay and Ken Goldstein. Lois and Alan Reisfeld. Lois, stay right in the back. And Richard and Judy Braverman. Richard, our president, and Vice Judy. Thanks also go to the guys who came and worked with us for the past several months on getting this place built. Let me take a moment to give them credit. I got Kevin Murphy of Gold Coast Carpenters, who did everything here in all time. Paul Condos, who may or may not be in the audience, who did all the masonry work. Okay, you hold your applause. Now the local people, because part of our job was to also help out the local economy, Zdenek Oman of Painting Works from Mayopac, Chappie Manzer Landscaping of Peekskill. I've got Kevin Young from Carmel of the Electrical, Ron Messina from Northwestern Irrigation from Mayopac, Loretta Riley, who's here, and Renee Stifelman, Croton on the Hudson, who did all the graphics work, and Lynn Gee, Sunglass by Design. Thank you very much, Lynn. And at this point in time, I'd like to be able to introduce Mayor Foster, so please come up and do what she needs to do.
Actually, since we had gotten a call on Friday about some changes at the high school, I wasn't about to upset this whole program, which had been in place for a long time. So I'm sorry if that created some concern here, but I just came from church, and so I thought I was doing pretty well. That you weren't speaking till 1:45, I didn't need to speak till 2, so I thought I was fine, and was greeted by anxiety and angst down the parking lot. So for a minute I thought, is my watch wrong? I mean, what did I do? But I'm really, really happy to be here, and I'm just so pleased with the milestones that the 2 of you have achieved, and all of the owners. And I don't know if everyone could see the owners, so if all of the owners who are here, 2nd and 3rd generation, could just stand for a minute.
Everyone stand. All the owners, please.
Yes,
All the owners.
all the owners. And I do have 2 awards, and I did it a little differently than the standard proclamations. And so I have, because there are 2 very special things that have happened. I do have a certificate of achievement that has the city seal and my signature on it for the 2 of you and for all of the owners. And let me just read it briefly. It says, it is the traditional whereases, but I thought it would be nice if it was something you could really hang. And so it says, the city of Peekskill is proud to have had the Peekskill Motor Inn as a vibrant member of the business community for the past 50 years. And whereas the Peekskill Motor Inn remains an independent hotel with a vision for its future and its potential in the city of Peekskill that will enhance the city's future prosperity. And then whereas in 2010 you've made significant enhancements to the inn, and that this is as a sign of your new beginnings in your future, in your vision for the future of the Peekskill Motor Inn, and because of that you are renaming it the Inn at the Hudson and adopting the lamplighter as your icon. And the city of Peekskill itself continues to make significant improvements in our waterfront and our downtown areas. And so I, as the mayor of Mary F. Foster, as the mayor of Peekskill, present the certificate of achievement to Bert Tobin and Richard Braverman and the other owners of the Inn on the Hudson in mutual respect and appreciation for your many contributions to the city of Peekskill. And that represents more than just your past contributions. You've been a wonderful partner for the city. And I know over the last couple of years you have worked very hard in creating what the right vision is for the inn and for the restaurant. And it will play a very important part in the future of the city. As we look at heritage tourism, as we look at building attractions in our city, and we talk to consultants and developers and brokers from the outside, you know, everyone asks, well, okay, how many hotels are there? We say we have the Peekskill Motor Inn, which is going through significant renovations, and you cannot beat the views from the rooms, and the exteriors now look really wonderful. And so it is an icon in the city. When people drive up and down Route 9, you see it, and people ask, you know, after you start at the top, what's the castle, what's the next building, what's the next one down? Everyone sees the Peekskill Motor Inn and now the Inn on the Hudson. And so we're just so happy to present this. And I do know that I see Councilwoman Riley here, Councilman Shooter. I know Councilwoman McGowan was here. I don't know if she tried to get to the high school or not. I know we're trying to split. I know Councilwoman Claxton is at the high school because her niece is graduating. And I think the deputy mayor is working. And so I think I've tried to track us all. But I also have another certificate, and it's a certificate of excellence, and I'd like to present it to Bruce Prehall. Bruce? And give Bruce... It's brief, and it does in no way capture the significant work that Bruce has done this past year. It's a certificate of excellence. It's presented to Bruce Prehall, the Inn on the Hudson, for your outstanding performance, exceptional commitment to teamwork. And the reason I say that, we all know that the Route 9 construction project has been going on for the last little over 2 years, and it has been a major challenge for Bruce in how he has had to manage the hotel, the restaurant, and he's been a true team worker with the city of Peekskill through all of this. We couldn't have asked for a better business partner as we've done it, and in the middle of that, he has been managing these renovations, and I think just really represents the Inn at the Hudson and Henry's on the Hudson extremely well in this business community, and that's not even to mention his contributions as the past president of Rotary. And so, Bruce, thank you so much for everything you've done.
Thank you.